What's going on? Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, all the places I will post this video. This is Dr. Lee coming to you from sunny San Diego. We got a glorious Wednesday going right now. And so I was talking to one of my coaching clients yesterday, and he's really passionate about fatherhood, and he's doing a lot of amazing work in that area. He's working on a talk he's got coming up, a TEDx talk he's going to be doing on a topic, and I just got so excited talking to him yesterday and about just fatherhood and what it means to our world. And so I just want to hop on, real quick. And I just posted a picture of my son, on Instagram, and I just kind of looking at the picture. It just gets me so fired up because, when you really understand what it means to be a father, like when you really understand the fullness of your impact and what you're able to do as a dad, it's unbelievable. I always say, fathers have superpowers, because when you take that role, when you take it serious, it influences so much of your life. Like, it influences so much of what you do. It influences how you approach so many things. Like, it influences your language, like how you move, the moves you make, your time management. Like, when you really take that fatherhood role, when you really take it for what it is, it's life changing. Like, it's going to transform you. And so, I talk about why a lot. So in my presentations, I talk about understanding your why, understanding why you. I talk about why a lot. So I talk about in my presentations, I talk about why you want what you want, why you are doing what you're doing, what is the reasoning, what is the why behind what you're doing. And so I talk about that a lot. And for me, if you've seen any of my presentations, if you've seen any of my content, you read any of my books, like, you understand that for me, my why is my family. So my family and my children, my wife and children, are a huge part of my motivation. And so you say, when somebody is driven, if somebody asks me if I'm driven, if I'm a driven person, I say, how, in my mind, it's how can I not be driven? I have a family, I have children, right? And so a lot of people, look at it as, hey, and the fatherhood role is massive, right? But I'm talking about my drive to want to be the best person I can, my drive to want to, get the greatest return on the talents that God has given me, my drive to want to train my children in a way to help them be upright in the world. That drive it's all driven from the fact of I have a role as father, right? So, like, I take it serious. Like, I take it very serious. Like, being a dad and being a father, having children, like, I'm not playing about that, And so when people, you look at your all the different roles that you play in your life, and you look at, all the things that could get you discouraged, right? You look at all the things that could convince you that you can't do your best, all the things that you look at, all the opposition, all the obstacles, and if you forget. So I'm talking to dads, if you forget that you're a dad, if you forget that you've got kids and somebody at home that's dependent on you, you forget that, you might look at an obstacle like it actually matters. Like you might look at something that's in your way like it can stop you. But for me, like I have just chosen, and I believe that there is nothing bigger than my family. There's no obstacle. There's there's nothing out there, right, that is bigger than my family. So my why is so big, it allows me to keep pushing and keep driving and keep pressing through obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, because I understand why I'm doing it. So when I look at the picture I posted on my son, it's my baby boy, when I look at that, I think, what does he expect of me? What is his sort of expectation of his father? He's a little dude, like I'm a big guy to him. He's looking up to me in that picture. What does he expect of me? He expects me to give everything. He expects the best from me, right? And so if you're a dad and you get it twisted, you don't understand. We need to live up to, one, our own expectations, but two, your children are going to have an expectation of you. And that expectation should require you to raise your game up. Raise your efforts up. Raise how many times you're willing to get the no up. Raise how many hours you're willing to put in. Raise how many, tough decisions and priority changes you're willing to do when you understand what it means to be a father. So I get a little intense about it because it pumps me up. It gets me really, really excited, And so I think fatherhood is extremely important. I think that fathers, good or bad, impact generations upon generations. And, I think that it's a big deal, which is why I'm so excited to help. To help my coaching client. I think it's awesome. So, but it's a big part of my story. It's a big part of my motivation. It's a big part of why I do what I do. Why I'm so intense when I am intense. Why stuff matters so much. Why the details matter so much. Why the language matters so much. Why the encouragement matters so much. All this matters because I'm a father, right? All of that matters because of my position in my family. All that matters because of my family and my role in my family. All that matters. So you look at, I talk about persist, I talk about keep going, I talk about keep pressing, and you think it's almost kind of like you think I'm gonna quit when I got my family behind there sitting there. You think I'm gonna turn the other way? You think I'm about to just give up? Like, come on. And that's what I want to teach people is when you have a why. You don't necessarily got to have kids or have a family and all this stuff. But when you have a why that is that big, you become so driven that it's only a matter of time. Your dream is only a matter of time. Your destiny is only a matter of time. When your why is that big and you are that focused on it, there ain't no stopping you. And that's the advantage that I want to give people by giving them their why. There ain't no stopping you. When you have it at that level, when you understand your why to that level, there's no stopping you. And that's why is so important. All right, guys. So, this whole month of April, I've just been shooting videos and talking about what I do and the offerings of my company. And, I created a course. It's called the Purpose Focus Formula course. And that entire course I created to help people find their whys, help people find their purpose, give them a formula, the formula that I used to find my purpose and how I got dialed in on it, right? Because when you do have that purpose, when you do have that drive, that is like the power, that is like the gas in your tank, that you have when it comes to pursuing your dream. That's how much power you have when it comes to exerting your will or your dream on the world, pressing your dream on the world, because all that's going to be rooted in how big your why is, your purpose, what your purpose is. All right, guys. So, the Purpose Focus Formula course. You can do Clarence Lee Jr. /PFFCs for Purpose Focus Formula course, or you can just go to my website, check it out. But the course is really created if you're looking for that main kind of driving thing in your life. And for each person, it's going to be different. But for me, it is my family and my children. That's my biggest driver. And once I realize that, right, as my why, then I can serve my purpose through that. All right, guys. God bless. God speed. Till next time. Keep pressing. Later.